Hey guys, it's Rob here and welcome back to another video. So in this video, we are going to talk about some new Nintendo Switch 2 pre-order leaks when it comes to the date for the pre-order of the Nintendo Switch 2. Recently, there has been quite a lot of things happening with the Nintendo Switch 2 pre-orders. For example, a video that I uploaded today, there was something about Target on the back end of their system and it was saying April 30th. And now we have a Nintendo insider Biblicune saying that something very similar is happening. So it is starting to line up, but also keep in mind that these could always be fake. These pre-order dates could always be wrong. That's always a possibility. April 30th could just happen, and also the second date, and nothing could just happen. Just want to put that warning out for you guys so you don't have really high expectations for this. And of course, if you end up enjoying this video, leave a like. It helps the video reach more viewers when you do, and of course subscribe for any new updates, leaks, rumors for the Nintendo Switch 2 pre-orders. So the Nintendo Switch 2 pre-orders is something that I've had my eye on, you've had your eye on it. Everyone really wants to know when these pre-orders are going to go live in the US and Canada. The interesting thing about this situation is that there really hasn't been anything, any hints, glints, hope, nothing about the Nintendo Switch 2 pre-orders, not even leaks or rumors. It's really just been dead silent on the pre-order front, again, until recently. The first thing that was found was that there was some stuff found on the back end of Target. Here's the clip from the video that I did before. Update from Go Nintendo has this to say about it. Target has updated their Switch 2 wishlist service on their back end with a date of April 30th. This could be nothing more than a placeholder as it's the end of the month, but it could be an indicator on when to expect pre-orders to go live. And now in this latest update, we do have some more information from Nintendo insider Biblicune. And it's very suspiciously similar to what was happening yesterday. And this is what the Nintendo insider had to say. Through some US retailers, I've found conflicting data for pre-order start date of Nintendo Switch 2 hardware. For Switch 2 consoles, April 21st or April 30th depending on the retailer. For accessories like Switch 2 Pro controllers, April 30th. I'll keep you updated for any change in mind. Now the interesting thing here is he only talks about US retailers. I'm wondering about Canada? And that answer was given to me pretty quickly, so Biblicune has a second tweet and it says, upcoming release. From what I can see through some Canadian retailers, Nintendo Switch 2 console and bundle pre-orders should start on April 23rd, 2025. Valid in Canada. Date is subject to change. Can't confirm if it's the same for US. I'll keep you updated if it changes. So this is an extension of what we were talking about yesterday. A lot of stuff on the back end of these stores are saying dates for April 23rd and April 30th. Whichever one it is just kind of a mystery to us right now. Now again, like I said in past videos, make sure you don't 100% believe this because this isn't confirmed by Nintendo at all, but just keep your eye out on these dates, April 23rd and April 30th if you're in the US and Canada, just in case. I mean, even if it doesn't come true, it's always good to just have that information in the back of your mind and be ready, because on the off chance it does come true, I mean, a lot of these retailers are having the same dates, so there's a pretty good chance it is going to come true. It's good to be ready for that if you really do want to pre-order the Nintendo Switch, especially with those 145% tariffs coming in, if that's going to end up affecting the Nintendo Switch 2 price after launch. We'll go over that information right now. We covered this in the last video, but it's very important to this situation when it does come to this possible date. So over on My Nintendo News, they say the Nikkei is reporting this morning that the looming trade war, will see the Nintendo Switch 2 hit with 145% in tariffs when it launches on June 5th. This won't affect just Nintendo, as all major companies are relying on production from China, and they're talking about gaming companies, by the way. Sony announced today that the cost of the PlayStation 5 is due to the increase in certain parts of the world, and including Europe. According to an internal assessment memo by the major Apple and Nintendo supplier, seen by Nikkei Asia, game consoles are still subject to the 145% US tariff on goods made in China. So this is just for the US, so if you're in Canada, you might be good, but things tend to be more expensive in Canada, so we'll see on that. But anyways, continuing, which means products like Nintendo's highly anticipated new console are in the line for a massive hit. So it is good that if these dates do come true, we do know beforehand just from Nintendo Switch insiders and leaks and all that, because this gets us ready for those pre-orders. Now I think the big question here for a lot of people is, do I actually just buy it now if it is going to end up increasing later on? Whether there is the increase or not isn't set in stone yet, but if there's a chance that it is going to increase, you really do have the question whether you should be buying it now or you should just wait later. Like for me, I don't have a lot of money right now, but like I'd end up spending more money later on, and like how much more money is that gonna be after launch if the price does go up? So for me, I'm kind of doing the risk assessment right now. With that being said, moving on to the last part of the video, we do have some new leaks for the new Pokemon Generation 10 game. There are some details coming out, and it's pretty interesting, so I thought I'd talk about it and read through it. Atlas region based in Greece and Turkey. Abyss legendary is Poseidon, water/ground. Ether legendary is Zeus, flying/electric. Starters are grass, dog, Europe theme, fire, cobra, Middle East theme, and water, hippopotamus, Africa theme. Meowth gets regional form based in, I don't know how to say that. I'll try my best. Aegion? Probably said that wrong. Cat, normal/water. Diving returns with lantern evolution. Running with a normal/fighting horse. Surfing with a seahorse. Water/steel, climbing with a Cree goat, normal/rock, underwater city at the deepest point of the sea, and Sky Island in the highest point in Olympus. Pokesports returns is very fun. Returns for vacation old characters like Cynthia and Steven. Only champions have the official competitive scene. Megas return from ZA. Some Pokemon get hyper crossbreeding. One of them is between Tauros and Machoke. In new species, a Minotaur. November 21st, 2026 is the release date according to this post. The cool thing here is that apparently, according to this leak anyways, if it ends up being true, this could always be fake, it seems that riding is returning to Pokemon, which is really great. That's a really great feature. I don't know why I said feature like that. Also, basing the region on Greece could create for some fantastic scenery, especially if they take advantage of the Nintendo Switch 2 power. Though we'll see on that. We know how Pokemon goes with their visual prowess. Although I do gotta say, the legendaries being based on Poseidon and Zeus, that could create for some really cool Pokemon. Now, the one thing that makes this Nintendo Switch leak kind of fake to me is the fusion-like mechanic. A Pokemon never has had like a fusion mechanic like that. And I don't really see Pokemon ever having something like that in the first place. So if they do, this would be very interesting, but not something I can see them actually doing in a Gen 10 Pokemon game. But I could be completely wrong. Maybe we are gonna be fusing Pokemon. It just seems like that's more like a Persona type thing, you know what I mean? And actually, I do want to talk about one last topic in this video. I just found something very, very interesting. So Stealth4K over on Twitter has this to say. Devolver Digital says Switch is their most popular platform. They've sold over 9 million units of software on Switch alone. Working with Nintendo to bring games to Switch 2 was identified as a key priority. And this is the interesting thing I find, because remember when the Nintendo Switch 1 was launched? And Nintendo had some trouble securing people supporting the platform, and then eventually it blew up and a lot of people said, oh man, we really screwed up. And now it's the exact opposite. Now a lot of people want to support the Nintendo Switch 2 because it is so powerful, now more powerful than the Switch 1, and also people learned their mistake last time. So it's gonna be very interesting to see like what other games are we gonna get over the course of the next couple years. Because a lot of times when new games are announced, I think there's gonna be some games that really shock us that the Nintendo Switch 2 is also on that list. It's very exciting. I'm very excited about the future of the Nintendo Switch 2. Despite all the trouble that we've had with all of these things, I'm still very excited about the future. But yeah, I thought I'd just bring that up because it's just very interesting to me. I love looking back at other things and then just seeing how it's changed from the future. Like in, I would say like a year from now, or maybe a year and a half, when everyone's had their Nintendo Switch 2s and there's just no negativity going on. Well, maybe there's negativity because maybe there's a controversial thing happening, but hopefully there's no negativity and everyone's just having fun talking about games and stuff. It's going to be interesting to look back at the current situation right now and just how we're gonna view it. Trying to stay positive, right? I'll see you guys in the next video. I gotta go back to those backgrounds and animations and stuff, which is what I'm gonna be doing today. Thanks for watching, guys, and I will see you guys in the next video. Take care.